kids and adults believe that these are safe because we have allowed the cannabis industry to heavily market and advertise these things as medicine. Now people vape high percentage THC hash oil, they dab, wax, shatter, they do all these things thinking that, oh, this is good because it's medicine. I had been treating marijuana addiction for some time. It was kind of rare, it wasn't that big a deal. However, we're seeing a definite difference now with the higher potency, and there's research out there demonstrating that if it gets higher than 15%, then it's significantly more addicting.
If you think about drug use in the 60s and 70s when everybody was smoking a joint, the joint was 3 to 5% THC, so you probably got about 3 milligrams. But what was the social pattern of people who were using drugs in the 60s? They shared, right? You sat in group and you share with a friend. And right now we have these concentrates that people are using, and I have patients who tell me they use 2,000 to 5,000 milligrams, up from 5 milligrams if you smoked a whole joint. 2,000 to 5,000 milligrams, and how are they using? Individually, right? They're at home dabbing 30 times a day. So we took it from a social thing where you shared it and you didn't get all of it to now we're dabbing with incredible potency.
My feeling is that the root, or one of the roots of this marijuana disaster that we have, is the starting point, because the promotion for the use of pain is what everybody hears in the media. And then it ends up at the end points in Karen and Brad's emergency department and in Libby's world of addiction, right? But the root, the beginning, the starting point in my world is the promotion of the use for pain, because it has not been proven.
You want to hit like the thing the kids are going to listen to the absolute most? Explain to them how targeted they are. You are simply a demographic. All you are is a number on a spreadsheet to a, ready for this one, multinational corporation run by a straight, rich, white dude who just wants your money. You are being marketed to, manipulated, and they're controlling your stupid little brain. You say that one to the kids and they will perk up.
When you are a drug addiction business, when you're an addictive drug is what you're selling, the incentive alignment is literally dystopian. Because your incentive alignment is to sell that drug as much as you can with no consideration for public health, with no consideration for the negative externalities other than those the government forces you to deal with, like what we see with the EPA, for example, for those of you reading the news. Okay? Unless the government forces these companies to deal with their negative externalities, they're not going to do it. The incentive alignment, folks, is to generate money and wealth. It's very important we understand that bedrock concept because it works great with healthcare. It works great in some ways with healthcare. Great with all these things that we have out there. Horrible with drugs that have addictive potential.
Cannabis is making it a relationship with every single thing we touch, especially as women. Potency is a huge concern. It is frightening. For that, and products are being positioned to become part of our everyday lives. Might not necessarily your life, right? But morning to night. If you think about that, if I can literally insert it into my body and put it on my eyelashes, right? And freshen up my powder room with it, and then wear it and look cool and get like likes for my outfit, it is a full body, full psychology like experiment that's happening to us.
When we first started doing this, we were ignored or laughed at or told, we don't know why you're doing this. This is no big deal, it's just weed. Why are you even wasting your time? Speak about something real. We have an opiate crisis, for heaven's sakes. That's changed. I just gave a talk to the residents at the health department. We had a brand new batch of residents, and I talked about health department stuff. So we talked about animal diseases from animals, tuberculosis, COVID stuff that had happened, how to do public health. And I just briefly mentioned cannabis, and it almost took over the conference. They didn't care about all the rest of the stuff. They wanted to ask me about the marijuana. That's changed. That didn't used to happen. And I think that's because of everyone in this room. We didn't used to have people from all over coming.
It's okay to not be okay. Our schools are not telling our kids that. We as parents don't tell our children that. Yeah, we have to think of what we have to do for our kids between the ages of 13 and 18. 13 entering middle school, 18, the goal for most of us as parents is to get our kids off to college. Like, the development is huge. But do you ever give your kid the opportunity to say, you know what, this is really tough? Because if you start listening to kids, it is really tough. They are concerned about so many things. They are carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. They are concerned about climate change. LGBTQ, Roe versus Wade, drugs. I mean, it's all heavy, heavy for our children. In most families, we are not talking about these things. The most important thing when you have a conversation with your kid, you have 2 ears and you have 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion.
A lot of people ask today, how do you do this work? You know, how do you stay so strong? And I say, because my son says that I am, and that I do, and that I will. And I will not stop talking about this for the rest of my life. It is our mission, and I hope you will join me, and I'll send this out. But just what he said here about we can practice conviction by being knowledgeable about what we're talking about, so we have the utmost confidence in ourselves. And we can all take that, everything that we've learned today, right? The education, the knowledge, and now we have to take it out, right? And be ambassadors. That's why we called our organization Johnny's Ambassadors, representatives of the cause.